The government has now located and secured the second and last Filipino held by Hamas in Gaza. In a social media post, President Bongbong Marcos announces Nalin Badila's safe return to Israel after being held hostage. According to Marcos, all Filipinos affected by the conflict between Israeli troops and Hamas militants have been accounted for. Marcos also thanks Israeli authorities for overseeing Badila's release. The president also expresses gratitude to Egypt and Qatar for the assistance the past several weeks. Last week, a few days of ceasefire was agreed upon to allow the release of civilians trapped and held captive in the raging battle that ensued following the October 7 surprise attack of the Palestinian militant group on Israel. Senators are seeking an end to China's continued bullying with the passage of the proposed Philippine Maritime Zones law. The Special Committee on Philippine Maritime and Admiralty Zones elevated Senate Bill No. 2492 to the Senate floor on Tuesday. The committee's chairman, Senator Francis Tolentino, endorsed the measure for plenary approval, saying it is now the time to stand up for what is ours.
It is now time for Congress, particularly the Senate of the Philippines, to stand up for what is ours and take this fundamental step in ensuring that our national interests in Philippine waters are protected by passing this law that will govern the seas and resources of the Philippines for generations to come. It is time we take a stand against this bullying, Mr. President. With the passage of this Maritime Zones Act, Mr. President, we are taking a firm stand.
Senator Bong Revilla also stood up on the Senate floor to push for the immediate passage of the measure, underscoring the need to take both political and legal actions in order to protect and defend the country's sovereignty.
To say that it is timely that this matter has reached the plenary is an understatement. If you don't have power on your side, then it is better to have the law on your side. And the bill on the Philippine Maritime Zones is not only a good start in putting our foot down, it is hoped to be the beginning of the end of all bullying.
Meanwhile, Senator Joel Villanueva said the proposed law will also form part of the legal, political, and diplomatic strategies of the country to enforce the rule of law in its maritime domain.
Ito po ay isang anunsyo na tayo bilang mga Pilipino ay hindi natatakot at patuloy na ipaglalaban ang sariling atin.
The passage of the measure will likewise serve as a declaration and a commitment to the Philippines' historic win at the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague in 2016. Manila Zoo's chief veterinarian says the death of the Philippines' only elephant may have been due to heart failure. According to Dr. Heinrich Patrick Peña Domingo, their findings were based on the result of the necropsy conducted on the elephant Mali.
Nakita mo namin yung aorta, yung tubo, palabas ng kanyang puso. May makapal na taba na nakabarado. Mali po, yun ang cause ng pagkamatay niya, yung congestive heart failure.
The veterinarian also says Molly had cancer and was suffering from damage to her kidneys, liver, and pancreas.
Sa dami po ng organ affected, sa dami ng tumors, syempre po magkakaroon ng pressure sa katawan. Ngayon dadating po yung time masisipan yung puso. To the time na hindi na po kayang ipump ng puso yung enough blood to sustain yung kanyang buhay. So, syempre po, pagka puso ang nahirapan, syempre po, kasunod na po ang lahat. Maari pong meron po siyang dinaramdam sa katawan, pero hindi po natin ito nakikita.
The Manila City government is also eyeing to preserve the body of Mali so she could be displayed in a museum.
Alam naman po yung prized possession po namin si Mali. Siya po talagang isa sa mga the star attraction po dito sa Manila Zoo. So, nagsisimula na po kami na magkaroon ng mga talks po with the experts kung paano po natin magagawa yun na ma-preserve po si Mali at makilagay po natin sa museum natin.
Mali was brought to the Philippines from Sri Lanka in 1977 as a gift to then First Lady Imelda Marcos. Advocates have called for Mali's transfer to an animal sanctuary overseas, pointing out that isolation and unnatural habitat was detrimental to her well-being.